Hello and welcome to this Red Game 10 video, myself and Amata. Now you might be thinking, hang on, didn't you do this game like 1,000 years ago? Yes, I did. But that's because I did it 1,000 years ago that we're here today. Because this game is obviously in early access, but they just announced today that it's going to be coming out of early access soon. And the game has improved a lot, and I do mean a lot, since I last covered it. Like, the difference is staggering. I mean, it's still the same game. It's not all of a sudden like a football sim or something. But yeah, let's go through. Now, obviously, the custom mode has been added since I last covered it, where you can literally just make your own mode. You can go between the 3 characters, you choose your ascension level, which basically is the difficulty. You can even set a custom seed, and you can also do your own modifiers as well. So if you wanted to see, like, oh, what would happen if you had this combination of daily run modifiers and all that sort of stuff, and just really overpower yourself or really make a difficult run for yourself, then you can absolutely do that. You could do this before, but it was all behind like codes, and it was all just a little bit not very user friendly, let's just say. So I loved this. I mean, I spend most of my time here or in the daily climb, to be honest. I love the daily climb. It's just fun. Honestly, I just love the dailies. It's good. So, but I feel like the fairest way to go through this is to, well, just go through the game and talk what's improved since I covered it. Now, let's go with the easy mode, otherwise known as the Ironclad. So, let's see. Now, the first thing you may notice in the top left is that strange triangle that looks a bit like a Triforce. Now, this is one of the most recent big things they added, was a 4th act. Now, you can only get to this 4th act currently on the beta branch, and you need to get 3 keys throughout the run in order to access the 4th floor. You can only have access to those 3 keys after you have gotten a win with each character. It's just for your FYI. So, we're on familiar ground so far with Slay the Spire. I mean, that is a fairly big ad, but this is obviously pretty standard. If you got to at least the 1st floor boss on the previous run, you'll be greeted with a choice to help improve this run. So you can transform a card, obtain a random common, or remove 2. I can lose my starting relic and obtain a random boss relic, but I never do that. Basically, never do that to the Ironclad. I love the starting relic too much. So, I think a random common relic is my usual choice here, and it was War Paint, which I've traded 2 defends. Not brilliant, but not horrible. I mean, it's not what I was looking for, I'm not going to lie, but it could have been a lot worse. Now, the main stuff that has been added that has really kind of helped bring this game out to the next level is a lot of sort of quality of life stuff that you're undoubtedly noticing as we're going through here. Like little animations and stuff like that. It's like, and the enemies did, you know, they didn't just sort of like shudder around or anything like that. Ooh, I love the spot weakness. But they were a little bit limited in the animations that they had, and these moves didn't have their own special things that can happen and stuff like that. Can I justify this? I was just deciding if I want to go for this or not, because obviously, for those of you who are unfamiliar with this game, and then we'll go through it in just a second. You obviously start with a deck of cards, so as you can see here, this is the standard starting deck minus this card that I just added here, and you can also get curses, which are obviously really bad. So I could get a relic, which could be awesome, but I get regret, which is one of the worst curses in the game. Not the worst, but it's one of the worst. And I was just checking on the map here, where you can see where we can choose our path, how close a shop is, because that is most going to be our next for sure opportunity to remove a card, because obviously I want this curse out of my deck if I'm going to add it. Unfortunately, there's a shop really, really far away, so I'm not going to take the risk. I'm just going to max HP. And yeah, another opportunity to buy a curse. You know what, screw it. It's a lot less worse than the one we just had, so you know it's something. / skip. All right, so I'm gonna pivot a little bit here. No. So yeah, as I was saying, those of you unfamiliar with this game, which I kind of doubt because everyone, YouTuber-wise, Twitch streamer-wise, has been playing it. This is kind of a terrible hand. But it is a roguelike game, but it's very, very different from most of the roguelikes that you are familiar with, like, you know, Isaac or Gungeon or even Dead Cells, which I also do love as well. And that also is a purely card-based game. And it is pure strategy. Like, the reason I love Dead Cells, but I'm terrible at it, because the combat is just genuinely really challenging. If I'm going strength, I'm going to go with that one. And obviously here, it kind of gets that out of the equation. It is just pure skill. Now, I'm still terrible at it. I'm not going to lie, I've got like 127 hours or something stupid in this game, and I suck. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I am literally terrible. But I do my best, damn it. And yeah, so it is pure strategy, not even in terms of the moments of combat of the game, like what cards you choose, but what cards you add to the deck, what paths to take, what enemies to fight, what relics to buy from the shop, what cards to remove, all this sort of stuff. It is all basically a strategy game. So, remove, transform, or upgrade. What would we remove? I'd say removing the curse is pretty solid. There we go. Now, one of the things that wasn't in the game when I covered it was controller supports, and I am actually using a controller as we speak. So here we have an upgrade opportunity, and you can see there I also had the opportunity to rest as well, but I'm also only 3 HP down, so resting would not really be worth all that much. So I'm going to go with this because it gets really, really good, basically twice as good. Drawing 2 cards, really, really useful. Card draw cannot be understated with how important it is. So here we have the first 5 keys and the first real huge updates in terms of content. So there's been lots of little updates, relics added, animations added, that sort of stuff since I last covered it. But here we have a choice between the first key or this relic here, Centennial Puzzle. Now, I don't like Centennial Puzzle very much, so I'm going to go with the key. But obviously that could have been a really awesome relic, and maybe I would have had like a really difficult choice to make. That has happened a lot, to be honest with you. Oh, sugar. I obviously meant to select the other enemy, so that's my bad. Slow down, it's not a race, it's not a race. Okay, I do not want to take that much damage, so I'm just going to defend. So you can kind of see what I'm saying about the strategy of it, and this is just obviously for people who are unfamiliar with the game. If you watch my last video, you're probably like, yeah, we know already. But you're kind of getting a feel for what kind of game this actually is, and it's one that I love. I mean, I did originally get the code for free, just want to clarify that, but I have put so much time into this game, like, as I said, like 127 hours or something along those lines, which is just crazy. I don't genuinely get a lot of time to play video games, so if I put that much time into a game, a single game, you know that I love it, and I really, really do love this game. So let's talk actual changes, shall we? Oh, I love Demon Form. Right, so I'm gonna ooh, actually I've got a bit of a choice here. So yeah, so just to go off the beaten track for a sec. So I've got 3 choices in terms of the path I can take here. So I can go this way, get an extra rest and a shop, and fight an extra elite for an extra relic. Or I can go this way and fight a bunch more enemies, but no elite, and still go to a shop. This path I definitely want to go to a shop, so I don't want to go with that one. I'm going to play a little risky and go this way. Demon Form, yes. Now, it's risky because elites could literally kill you if you're not smart. So, oh, just a terrible start. So, I mean, apart from the extra content, the extra floor that was recently added, which obviously is a huge add. I just want to, you know, the amount of content that adds cannot be understated, because again, I had to defeat the game 3 times in order to even get this far, and all that sort of stuff. No. But it is just honestly lots of, yes, little things. In terms of, like, as I said, quality of life stuff, new animations added, sound assets added, just adding that sort of extra flourish, like adding that level of polish, because when this game first came out on Early Access, it was surprisingly complete for an Early Access game. Like, you could have released it like that and I would have been like, do you know what? Awesome. Sign me up. This game is great. I'm not going to do anything here because this turn is terrible. But it like, honestly, these developers are just insane with the amount of work they put into this game, because there have been almost weekly, if not bi-weekly, updates to this game. And they have added a bunch of stuff, not even just like big content updates, because it's really like, when it comes to games like this, about the little things. I find, like, hey, our users told us about this, so we've listened to them, and we've added this, we've taken this away, and all that sort of stuff. And they have been just a great, what must we find, sorry, developer for that. They honestly are one of the best I've actually seen in terms of the amount of content updates they've done, and that's the main thing that's really changed with this game, is just all these small little changes have kind of added up. Ugh, I hate this. I mean, no matter what, I'm going to take an amount of damage that's just going to upset me, I think. Okay, so let's get off train for a sec. Okay, if I do this, I gain 3 strength, so Twin Strike will do... So, just think this will do it. Yeah, there we go. I hate not playing Demon Form, especially when I get it early, but I needed to not take 30 damage or 36 damage or whatever. I'm much more willing to take 1. That's much more my speed. So yeah, honestly, the amount of updates these devs have done is frankly crazy, as I was saying. Like, it's hard to put into words really just how much stuff they have actually added to this game, because it is honestly just like months and months and months of little things. But that's what I love, because that is kind of like the sort of, what we're trying to say, like the lifeblood of a game like this, not even just in terms of roguelikes, but early access games as well. Now, normally when it comes to early access games, I very rarely cover them, just generally speaking. But this game really appealed to me in terms of its, in terms of its content and all that sort of stuff. Like, it looked like my sort of game, so I was like, do you know what, I'll make an exception. And it was just the quality of the game that got to me, and how responsive the developers were, and all that sort of stuff. But it's one of the few games where I've actually continued playing while the game was still in early access, because when it comes to early access games, normally, excuse me, if I have covered it or played it when it's in early access, I'll review it, I'll do my video, and I'll put it down and I'll wait. That's what I did for Darkest Dungeon. I will just wait until it's out, and then I'll play it when it's complete, because I want, I don't want my experience of the game to be spoiled by when it's still incomplete, when it's still being worked on. But I haven't done that with this game because it's still just so good. You know what? Screw it. We need energy. So we need to visit this path with that burning elite there, because that fella is going to have one of the keys that we need to defeat, or at least fight the final 4th floor boss. I would not expect me to defeat that guy, by the way, so you can just get that out of your head right now, because that is not going to happen. I've yet to defeat him. I've only reached him a couple of times, So yeah, I'm going to explain a little more about what's going on in case you are unfamiliar with this game. I kind of have been speeding ahead a little bit, just kind of gushing about this game for the last 10 minutes, but I can't really help it because I love this game. What can I say? Ugh, I hate this. You know what? I'm a fool, and I deserve to take this damage. If I hadn't played those defense, I would have had enough energy to attack, and it would have died. Ah. Oh. Yep, with the gold. Oh, what? Slow down. Slow down. Not a race. Slow down. Forgive me for my voice, by the way. It is extremely hoarse. I'm still not feeling my best, unfortunately. So, what's actually happening on these turns here? Well, obviously I'm drawing from my deck, which I've already kind of walked you through here. I've got a very basic strength-based deck going on here. That tends to be what I go for when it comes to this particular character, just because, I'm basic like that. And As you can see in the left hand corner that I have energy. You start with 3, I now have 4 because I got that energy relic, which have now given me 1 extra energy per turn at the cost of not being able to gain gold ever again, ever. So obviously most relics that are really good come with a downside. Now obviously the war paint that I got, which you can see up here, just upgraded 2 skills, 3 thorns, which is dealing 3 energy back to the enemy, and obviously ice cream is amazing, it doesn't have any downside, but energy relics tend to have a downside, just generally speaking, because otherwise they'd just be OP. Makes perfect sense if you ask me. Yeah. Trying to decide what to do there. So yeah, because I have ice cream, which conserves energy between turns, it actually makes perfect sense for me to conserve my energy if perhaps it could be better served on the next turn. And that's the kind of strategy that will really come into play on every single Slay the Spire run. And by no means am I saying that I'm some sort of Slay the Spire guru, Jesus Christ, no. But, oh Christ, I hate this. But that is what I love about it, even if I am terrible at it. You know, just where I struggle with a lot of roguelikes is just the fact that I'm bad at the combat, at the basic, you know, moment-to-moment combat. And here it just is boiled down to pure decision making, and that is what I love about it. Alongside the, you know, the amazing response from the developers and the fact that this game has just had a ton of improvements that, honestly, have just been like little increments over the times. I mean, if you go back and watch my old video, you'll see the difference for yourself, in all honesty, because you're not really seeing it, because it's kind of hard to be like, yeah, the animations weren't never that great, and obviously they're on screen, they look fine, but they weren't at the time. But it's just more about the amount of content that's been added. And honestly, it's just, if I bought this game, which obviously I didn't, just to make that clear again, I, to be honest, would be more than happy to have bought this game. Yes, because it's awesome. To be quite frank, it is awesome. I have very rarely put this much time into a single game, so that should tell you a lot about how much I like this game and the attitude and the work ethic of the developers behind it. So I've rambled a lot about how much I love this game and all of that sort of stuff, so let's just focus on the actual game itself and try and get to this 4th floor if we can, because obviously that is the main thing that's been added. I keep saying that it's not really fair because, you know, again, there's a lot of small stuff been added, blah 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 blah, but that is the main big thing outside of all the little increments that I keep banging on about. You know what, I'm happy to take 4 damage just to kill this guy a little bit faster, because he's going to start to become a problem. I can't kill you, which just upsets me. Oh lord, okay, we need to kill you like yesterday. And thankfully we can easily do it. Lovely! Yes. Okay, so you can kind of get a feel for the strat that can go into this. What upgrade do I want? Do I want to rest actually? No, I think I want to upgrade. Just don't know what I want to upgrade. Got 5 cards to 4 strength. More block, I think, would be good. We're kind of lacking in that regard. Oh, one of the best relics in the game, bar none. Why is that? Well, you'll see for yourself in just a sec. Oh lord, no. I hate this. So yeah, that relic I just got, as I said, in my personal, humble opinion, one of the best relics in the game, because if you play 3 attacks in a single turn, you gain 1 strength. And even in a run where you're not doing a strength build, which I very much am, obviously, that is just immeasurably helpful. Like, words cannot express how helpful that actually is. I'm willing to take some HP here, because he is like 1 attack away from death, and I don't want to take the amount of damage he's about to do to me. Sure. No. I mean, as you can see, there's been a lot of random events that have been going on as well, and that's another thing they have also added, is there is way more event variety than there used to be. Like, you could almost set your watch to the events that you would get if you knew the game well enough when the game was in its early stages. And obviously, one of the things that a roguelike especially lives and dies on is the variety of the runs. Like, if you're going to be doing a run over and over and over again, you want to make sure that each run feels fresh, it feels different in its own way, and this definitely has that, because they have now added so much stuff. No. Yes, great, why not? Ugh, that is not what I was hoping for. So yeah, as I was saying, the random events, they have added a ton more. And as with anything else in the game, or most things in the game, they come with an upside and a downside, and really do play into that strategy element. Yeah, might as well hit you. So I just wanted to revisit the game because, as I said, it's due out before too long, and it is just one of my favourite games of this year, to be quite frank with you. And I don't say that lightly. And I just wanted to give it yet another look at, really, because it deserves the love. So there we go. Alright. I got Demon Form back, but didn't have the energy to play it. Not great. And this amount of damage I'm about to take is also not great, but, you know, never mind. Actually, you're only taking 1 damage. That's not too bad. Ugh. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that would happen. Some particular card, I'm getting block, but it would exhaust a random card, knowing when you exhaust a card, it's no longer in your deck. You can see my exhausted cards here. Now, there is a way to get exhausted cards back with another card, but I don't want that card back, to be quite frank with you. Sure, I need block, like, desperately. If I don't die, that would be lovely. Yes. 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 Our strength is getting out of control, so if we can survive, which is highly debatable, I think we'll be okay. Yeah, I think 1 attack will get him. Yeah, oh, look at that. Oh, that's the sort of stuff that just, yeah, that keeps me up at night. Right, so, now this is one of the relics they've actually added to the game. Remove 2 cards. Now that seems bad, right? Because, like, yeah, I could get more energy, or could this relic's pretty good as well. I don't really need energy right now, I'm fine. And card removal, as I've learned as I'm playing the game, is very, very important, because you want to get round to your good cards. Like, these strikes and defends are trash. I don't want them. They're stopping me from drawing the stuff that I want. So a relic that lets me get rid of those is honestly really, really helpful. Okay, so now we just kind of want to dodge the harder fights if we can. Well, basically when I choose paths, this is a personal thing. Let's choose a path where I have the option to fight an elite, but I don't have to. I'm not forced into it. And here we have a couple of choices. So if I visit the shop, can I avoid the elites? No. If I want to visit the shop, I have to fight at least 1. Is that right? Yes. Oh lord, forget that we have to fight 2. Alright, so I'm going to go this way, because I don't have to fight 2 elites, basically. Okay. I don't actually know why I had that. Oh, yes, of course. I completely forgot this relic even existed. So at the start, random power cards to your hand. So in the game you have powers, skills, and attacks. Powers are stuff like this. They give you, advantages in battle. The skills are, well, they're usually stuff like defends and things like that. But not necessarily a defend, but they most likely are. And powers, I've already said powers and attacks speak for themselves, really. They do the hurt on the enemies. That's kind of what you want. Ow! I don't particularly like the amount of damage it did to me, so that's why I killed him. What can I say? I'm a vengeful woman, a vengeful woman of fury and murder. Right, I do not want this card, like, literally ever. So, this is just terrible hand. I'm thinking about using my potion here. mean, that's another thing they've improved as well, to be honest, thinking about it, is the potion system has much been improved as well. Because there was just like a limited amount of potions at the time. And it sounds silly to word it like this, but they've added little things like each potion type looks different. It has a own unique look to it and things like that. And that's just more quality of life stuff, as I've already said multiple times. So we're about to take quite a nasty hit there, 5 damage, and our HP is starting to become an issue, shall we say. So I'm not a huge fan of that, to be quite frank. You know what? I can't play that card because it damages me, and I would only take 1 more damage by just letting that guy hit me. So I'm going to do just that. But we won next turn anyway. That wasn't a brilliant fight, but it'll do. It'll do, pig. It'll do. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. And pass turn. So, yeah, I mean, just as a sort of word of warning, I suppose, as well. Just, I suppose I should say, by the way, this isn't a sponsored video. Goodness, no, 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 no. I had that at the start as well. They have said as well, with the release of the game coming out of early access, that it is, of course, going to go up in price, and the upcoming Steam sale is going to be the cheapest this game is going to be for quite some time. I cannot kill you, and that just upsets me. Alright. So if you want to pick up the game, get it when it's in the winter sale, because after that it's going to come out of early access and is going to go up in price. So just a bit of an FYI there for you guys. So just trying to speed through as much as possible while still staying alive. That will kill you, so we're going to do it. Nah. Right, the whole reason we went this way is a shop, so let's see what we have. Ugh, nothing I really want. Let's pull another basic strike, and I'll take a headbutt. So yeah, they haven't said how much it's going to go up to, at least I don't think they have anyway. But I just thought I'd tell you guys, yep, that is the case. That is what's going to be happening. This guy is seriously dangerous. Especially because we keep getting actual trash. Like, genuinely awful. Like, we're about to take a staggering amount of damage, and I think we might die. I mean, I have played, like, actual garbage, so I kind of deserve to die, to be quite frank with you. But, you know, I was kind of hoping to at least show you guys the final boss, even if I die horribly against him, which I am undoubtedly going to do, because I'm terrible at this game. Oh, Lord. I should have played that in a different order, and I deserve whatever I get. I need to slow down. That's my main problem with this game, is I just tend to rush. I don't even know why. It's not like I'm, like, rushing for anything. I'm like, go, 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 my God, go, go, go. No, it's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Let's rest, because I'm bad. Are we going to get enough gold? I'm trying to remember how much the last card removal was at the shop, and I really can't remember. You know what? I can't risk it, so I'm just going to leave it to max HP, which doesn't really bother me all that much. But maybe it should. Probably should. Right, so let's try and at least get to the final boss. Come on now. You can do this. You got this. Do I got this? Debatable. Highly debatable. Ugh, this turn is just awful. It's become clear to me that I need to add some blocks, because I do not have very many blocks. That's the door. Just a second. Apologies, that was the postman. Right, well, the Amazon man. Doesn't really have the same ring to it as the postman. What was I saying? Completely lost my train of thought. That has really thrown me off of my game, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I was saying. I cannot do it. No, it's gone. Whatever I was saying could have been important. Right, so, this is a new enemy they've added. I do not like this enemy. No. Because what happens when you hit this guy is his intent changes. So you can see over the top of the enemy's heads, obviously, you can see what they're intending to do. And whenever you hit this guy, what he's intending to do changes. And that can be good for you, or it can be really, really bad. I'm going to leave that where it is. He's going to add a curse to my deck, but knowing this guy, it could be a lot worse. To be quite frank, it could be a lot worse. Do I want to hit him? You know what? No, I don't. Not with the amount of energy I've got. So you're going to have to make choices like that with this guy, which kind of blows. Please change. Oh, piss. That is just awful. Okay, I really don't want to get hit for that amount, so would you mind not? That's a bit better. I'm still going to take 15 damage to the face, but it's better than literally being killed. I mean, that's just a theory on my part, guys, but, you know. Alright, can I get to 15? Yes, but I have to exhaust Impervious no matter what I do. Yes, so I might as well just play it. Same difference. Oh god, I hate this enemy. Actual hatred for this enemy. Oh, I just got an achievement. Jaxed. I'll have to have a look at what that is in a minute. Yes, I need blocks. We've established this. Right. Woman in. Adding blocks. Because I'm bad. Right, okay. Are we going to even survive to get to this boss, let alone the fourth boss? Survey says doubtful, to be honest. But, you know, I've had fun. I hope you have as well. Hearing me ramble on and on about how much I love Slay the Spire. Huh? Ugh. What is this turn? Yeah, it's a turn where I'm still going to take damage despite the fact that I blocked for 30. Sweet Lord. Please. Okay, you're dead. Great. Can I kill anybody else? Not if I actually want to put up any semblance of block, which I do. So I'm going to throw my weakness potion just so I don't, you know, die. That would be lovely. Right. I think I'm going to die right here, guys, to be quite frank with you. I've gone terribly wrong somewhere on this run. 156. No! I'm so close, god damn it. No! Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm still not feeling very well. I'm going to blame that terrible run on my cold. Can I use that as an excuse, guys? Can I? So yeah, there's Slay the Spire, guys, several months on. It's amazing. So if you're going to get it in the winter sale, or now. To be honest, if I had paid full price for this, I have more than got my money's worth. So, that's me done for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.